Hey, what's going on guys? This is Larry back, and today I'm bringing you a video on 10 secrets you didn't know about Murder Mystery 2. Now, just a little info about the game before we hop into the secrets to let you know how the game works. So, each server holds 12 players. One person is the murderer, one person is the sheriff, and there are 10 innocents. The goal for the murderer is to try to eliminate everyone. He wants to kill everyone, take everyone out of the game. While the innocents, their sole goal is to try to survive the night and escape. And then last but not least, there's the sheriff. The sheriff, his goal is the hardest out of all of them because he doesn't only have to do one thing like the other guys, he has to do two. He has to protect the civilians, the innocents, and he has to try to eliminate the murderer. But that's super hard because he doesn't know who the murderer is. He doesn't know who the civilians are. So he has to figure it out and he has to try to make those decisions. Hopping straight into the list, the number one secret that you didn't know about Murder Mystery 2 is that the gun can be dropped. Here's the thing, the cop spawns in and starts the game with a gun. He's the only person in the game to start with a gun. But if the cop is eliminated, whether it's by the murderer taking him out early, then the gun will be dropped. Now this can lead to some interesting scenarios because if the murderer gets the gun, then that makes him pretty much unstoppable. But at the same time, if an innocent gets the gun, then he becomes sort of like a replacement cop or like the hero of the game. So the innocent still will have a chance, but it can make it a lot harder. Next up, we're talking about don't get tricked. So another thing that the murderer can do to help him win the game is he can try to trick people into making them think that he isn't the murderer, especially the cop. You see, if you can have people thinking that you're a civilian or an innocent when you're really not, then that's gonna make them not take you out, which will make the game so much easier for you. Especially if you can somehow convince the cop to save you while taking out the other people, because then effectively you basically turn the sheriff against the civilians. Another secret that you might not have known about the game is that there is actually 29 different maps. That's incredible because that is a lot of maps for one game. There are almost 30 different maps. You can vote from a selection of 3 before the game starts in the pre-game lobby. So if there's a certain map that you like more or a certain map that you just really don't like, you can try to pick and choose your way to make yourself in the best situation to win. Now speaking of maps, the next thing we're talking about is how there are easier maps for different players. I would personally say beware of the office, the ship, and the hotel, because these maps are really easy for the killer to win on, because there's a lot of dark spots, there's a lot of one-way hallways, and there's a lot of one-way rooms. So if he traps you in one of those rooms or one of those dark spots where nobody else can see you, he has a very easy time of taking you out. Now another tip that I would like to recommend to you guys is that somebody can be the same thing twice in a row. Now because the positions are randomized, people usually think, oh, this guy was the murderer last time, or oh, this guy was a sheriff last time. There's no way he'd be it twice in a row, right? Wrong. The thing is, it's possible and it's happened before. I've seen it. So I wouldn't go into any game expecting anyone to be a certain thing. I would figure it all out as the game goes on. Now, the next thing we're talking about is if you're the murderer, how to avoid being killed by the sheriff. So if you want to avoid being killed while you're the murderer, I would try to stay out of his attention but stay close to him. That means try not to stay in front of him, because if he always sees you, you're gonna be on his mind, so he's gonna grow suspicious of you. I would try to stay in a close proximity to him, but at the same time, don't let him see you. So I would always try to trail him from behind. Another tip for the game is don't show your gun. Don't show your gun if you're the cop or if you're the innocent who picked up a gun or anything like that, because if the killer sees that you have a gun, he's more than likely going to attack you to save himself. So if you have the gun, make sure to keep it hidden until you have to use it or until the time is ready to use the gun. And the last tip is don't be too predictable, because once you're reaching these higher levels in the game, you unlock traps, which you can use to make the game easier or harder for you depending on how you use them. So when there's a trap, you can place it in a popular spot, and if you're too predictable, that trap will either take you out or will alert the killer to exactly where you are. So that's it, man. Those are the tips, those are the secrets for Murder Mystery 2. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and make sure to leave a comment saying that you liked the video, because we're doing a giveaway at the end of the month, and if you want to win it, that's how you enter it.